PPG cars.
Here to stay.
What's up, everybody? Alright, in our previous episode, you would have taken all the parts by now and gotten everything off and getting it prepared for installation. So today, we're going to remove the inner tie rod ends, and we're going to use one of these special tools. It's like a big tube, and it has adjustable ends that you can adjust it so you can fit it to pretty much 95% of the cars out there that have inner tie rod ends. And this kit that I have with this has all the parts with it, so you can use it for this application as well. When you start a project, it's always good to use proper PPE. I like using surgical gloves because this is going to be a messy job and I don't want that grease to get under my fingernails and all over my skin. Okay, it's time to break out your 3/8 inch breaker bar for this application. You may or may not need an extension for this, but I didn't need one because the components were not very tight, so it was okay. As soon as you're done removing this, you're going to replace it with brand new components, which I have here ready to go, and the inner tie rod ends should be easy to remove and install. Proceed by also getting the outer tie rod ends, and make sure that equal turns coming out is equal turns going in. So if it's 13 turns coming out, 13 turns will also be going in. And as you can see in this window, I have two windows here. You have the outer tie rod ends coming on the left window, and then you have the inner tie rod ends coming in the right window. Make sure you have that adapter going in at the correct location on the picture to your right. Once it's installed, you can put your tube in, and it should be easy to remove at that point. Normal torque will be required to remove it. It's not really that hard to do. So once you get done with that procedure, you'll be turning counterclockwise. It should be easy to remove, and we'll proceed to the next procedure. A couple more things that you need to know is make sure your breaker bar is long enough to be twisting this easily. Make sure your vice grips are clamped on really tightly, and it should be no problem getting this off. Also, make sure you're using proper PPE, eyewear, and also I'm using surgical gloves. There's a mechanic type that you can use which are colored blue. I didn't have those with me, so I used a surgical type, which is good enough. It'll keep this grease off of your hand and your fingernails. This grease is very hard to remove from your hands and your fingernails. It's designed to stay on no matter how hard you rev the engine or how you rev the suspension and rev the axles, and that's the reason why it's hard to remove. Also, make sure your workspace here is well lit so that you can see what you're doing and not make any mistakes. As you can see here, I have it lit up pretty good. Make sure the grease doesn't get on any components that it shouldn't be, and it should be quite easy to remove from here using the special tool. Okay, repeat everything that I did on the opposite side. It should be the same, identical, so I shouldn't have to go through the total procedure or proper procedure that I did on the opposite side. So I've sped this up for you on this clip, and just make sure everything comes off nice and smoothly. If it doesn't, put your vice grips on to keep it from turning, and then use your breaker bar and also an extension to get it off, and it should be easy to remove as you see here. Now, you might not have seen this in the previous video, but the nut has been removed and the bearings have been checked, and the bearings look like they're in pretty good shape. Now, I'm going to proceed to remove the outer tie rod end and also the inner tie rod ends. They'll be removed using a special tool on the inner side. It's a tool that has many attachments. You can put the attachments in there, so you have many sizes of inner tie rod end that you will encounter, and the tool accommodates those different sizes. And for the outer tie rod ends, it's relatively easy to remove with an adjustable wrench. And for me, I just used the breaker bar to get it off from the outside. And as far as the removal of the inner tie rod end is concerned, the tool is a special tool that you can get from Matco or Mac, and mine happens to be a Mac Tools type. You could probably get one from one of those places like Harbor Freight, but I chose to get the professional grade kind, and I've had it for years, and it's been worked out perfectly fine for me. So in the following video, this is going to be the part 1 of the part 2 series. I'm going to show you how to put all these parts back together and put them together properly, and hope you're there to see us on that final video. So okay, next let's remove the lower ball joints. There's going to be 3 bolts underneath each joint and 1 major bolt connected to the steering knuckle. So you will need an extension to remove all these bolts, including the steering knuckle, if you can get there. Just turn it counterclockwise. I had previously soaked this with WD-40 the day before, so it should be easy for me to remove. Don't forget to put jack stands underneath your work, and also a jack to make sure you're safe and it doesn't fall on you. this section, you're going to be removing the sway bar. So to remove the sway bar nut, use a vice grip to hold onto the shaft, and it should be easy to remove from the bottom. Be real careful here when you're removing the lower ball joints so you don't pinch your fingers. Just push down on the lower control arm and remove the knuckle out of the way, and it should be easy to remove. You should have all the nuts removed at this point, so it's easy to remove. Get your new lower ball joint and prepare it for installation. Make sure the boots are not cut open or missing. And since we're using a non-greasable unit, you don't need to grease it, so you can install it the way it is. Go ahead and install it into the knuckle area, the large bolt, and you're going to put the 3 smaller bolts in the lower control arm area, and make sure all 3 bolts are bolted into the bottom before you install it to the knuckle. And that's what we're going to be doing here. Go ahead and get your torque wrench in the proper socket. Get it prepared for torquing. And first we're going to be torquing the lower control arm bushing. Actually, no, the lower ball joint nut. You're going to torque those first. There's 3 of them. And after that, you're going to torque the main bolt, which goes into the hub. And that's just, other words, steering knuckle is what it's called. And that's going to be the big bolt. That will be your secondary torque. Okay, so it's going to be 4 bolts total to be torqued before you install everything. Okay, you're going to be torquing the lower control arm nut to 66 pound-feet of torque. Okay, that's 66 pound-feet. Don't forget, your CV joint axle nut will be torqued to 217 pound-feet of torque. Your steering knuckle nut will be torqued to 142 pound-feet of torque. And lastly, the tie rod end nut is going to be torqued to 55 pound-feet of torque. On the other side, installing the suspension is identical to the opposite side. Just make sure that these studs go into the right places and make sure all the nuts go onto the studs with no problem and there's no missing threads or anything like that. Make sure the bushings are good where the tie rod ends are. You won't need any grease gun for this application because this is a sealed unit. Just make sure there's no cracks on the boot or missing boot clamps or whatever that goes with this component and other associated hardware. Make sure all the nuts are clean. Make sure that there's no grease in the wrong places, especially on the hub assembly totally. It's going to be a bad thing if there's grease there because you're not going to get a proper torque setting. Congrats if you made it this far, and all you need to do is make sure everything is torqued to the correct specs, make sure your hub nut is torqued, make sure all suspension components are torqued, and I would like to take this time to thank you all for watching the video, and I'm glad you learned something. If you enjoyed what you saw, just feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Click the notification bell so you can get notified of any new videos that I post for many different kinds of cars that I do. It's a toss-up. Different car, different week. So y'all take care and peace out. BBG out.